You're listening to the Metal Lens. Life, the universe, and everything from a metal point of view. Here we go.
And we're back.
We're so back.
It's been a hot minute.
A hot 60 seconds, sure.
Hello, my metal friends.
Hi.
We're back, and that can only mean one thing.
It's Friday.
Today's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday, December the 2nd of the 2022.
But we have not been idle.
Idle? Hell no. Except for Thanksgiving Day.
For that's the devil's playground.
Idle hands. Yeah.
No, we've been working on content and playing our instruments.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I hope you do. If you don't...
And I was just telling Ramona, I realized how slow these two fingers got. They used to be pretty quick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
some more. But
yeah.
it's not bad. You whip them right back into shape.
My wrist is not really what it used to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, just a little practice, a little bit of practice, y'all, you know, it just kind of, you kind of get that vigor back, that vigor, that rigor, both rigor and vigor. I don't know what either of those words mean.
Well, you just, what you do is you just grip it and go at it like hell.
You go at it like hell. Yeah. So obviously we have been playing our guitars. And y'all might have seen, we're doing shorts and we're doing music videos.
Yeah.
Just for our own amusement and your entertainment because we love you.
And ours too.
Yeah. I'm sure I mentioned this. This is out around the time of our last stream. You did Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
Just a little intro thing. Just bass.
No accompaniment.
No accompaniment. It was a solo. No accompaniment.
Yeah.
And
I didn't do it. I mean, you could tell I didn't do it like the actual bass line that Cliff plays because
this is true.
actually Cliff's. I mean, I hate to say it, but Cliff's bass line for that really kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that it sucks. It's just not something you want to play standalone on bass.
Mm-hmm.
So I played the guitar part. Did that. Cliff doesn't play that.
No. But it's thrilling.
But I did. Haha.
Yeah. And you did a good job. You did a good job. And then you did what? That cover of Poison Was the Cure?
Yeah.
Megadeth.
Yeah.
For which we got a copyright strike.
Yay.
But, you know, no matter.
Fucking Dave.
Fucking Capitol Records is more to it.
Yeah, Dave probably has no idea.
Which is now owned by Universal, which is now owned by fucking ExxonMobil, as far as I don't know.
Booger,
Disney,
and 40 butt.
Yeah, Booger, which of course is owned by the devil. Then, I did the Oops, I Did It Again.
Yeah.
Black metal style, which was fun. So check it out.
And that looks as good as it sounds.
It looks.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. I hope it sounds good. I'll take that as a compliment, Troy.
No, it looks really good. It sounds good and it looks really good.
Okay, thank you for.
I really like the way it looks.
If I ever lose my faith in you, fuck, we just got another copyright strike. God damn it. So no, it's coming along.
And that also, by the way, has no. You did the drums.
I programmed the drums.
Yeah. So, I'm also going to be putting out Anesthesia, the first half before Lars starts playing because we just decided that we're not going to play with Lars.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not.
Yeah, totally. And on that note, I did an intro and cover the intro to And Justice for All.
Yeah.
By Metallica. And, you know, Troy, I'll tell you, I started to, you know, I was trying to be more or less faithful in putting the drum, programming the drums and all.
It was hard, wasn't it?
This is me programming the drum line for. Yeah. I could have tapped the whole thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, but and when I realized that the drum line was just, in my opinion, leaving much to be desired, I decided to improvise. So expect the unexpected when that comes out, and that'll probably come out, I think, a week from today.
Yeah, and also that gets us out of the old copyright flagging area.
I mean, hopefully. I actually got a strike on mine.
Did you?
It sounded too similar.
Oh.
Yeah. Google's algorithms listen to it, and they're like, no, man, this guy is too good. That has to be James Hetfield. But again, whatever. It doesn't threaten. Anyway. I mean, it's just, look, it happens all the time.
That sounds like James Hetfield, but looks like Kirk Hammett. So
actually, hold up, wait until the video comes out, because I was looking at it, and I'm like, I'm making a Hammett face.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I was okay. So I was mentioning this earlier. I learned a couple things about my playing. Most prominent of which is I looked just exceptionally bored. I'm just like, I'm looking over there, and I'm just like wandering around. I've got a terrible stage presence, I guess.
Yeah, but like giving what it is, it kind of works.
You looking at the camera though.
Yeah.
In your takes earlier. So, anyway, all that to be. The point of all that is, check it out, please. It's on our YouTube channel. Look at our shorts. Look at our.
Look at my shorts.
Our.
Just look at them.
Look at them.
You see my shorts?
Look at them. Think about them.
There's something in my shorts.
Touch them.
You have a Mount Fuji in your pants.
You climb Mount Fuji here. Put your beer here. Climb Mount Fuji here. Remember that?
Yeah. So look at our shorts.
Check them out, and then eat them.
Yes.
No, check out our YouTube channel if you're not already, and as always, please visit the ever so stagnant The Metal Lens.
Maybe that could be like a promotional piece. We can have like both of us standing there in like those like early '90s, late '80s Jams shorts.
Oh yeah, like Anthrax used to wear in the
look at our
Euphoria
shorts.
Era.
Check out our shorts. You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but I must say my shorts are boring nowadays.
Well, we'd have to. Well, I think the best thing to do is like you go to Walmart, and they still do this because I saw it on my way to the camping area. They get the material. You can buy the yards of material.
Oh yeah.
And you just make them.
The bolts.
Yeah.
They're called bolts of
linen,
whatever. Yeah.
Whatever it is, fabric.
I've learned that they're called bolts of material, whatever. Yeah. Textiles. That's the industry of the future, y'all. Because I see clothes. I definitely foresee clothes being the next big thing. So invest.
Nobody likes to run around naked.
Invest while you can. Do we have any other introductory? Any other I said introductory. Nintroductory?
No.
That's like our ninniness and introductory nature all kind of blended into a portmanteau of.
Well, how about we sow our seeds over to the news?
We could do that. All right, metal news. And here we go. Our beautiful segue into the news.
Sadus put out a single.
Who's that?
Sadus.
Sadus. Ooh.
I like Sadus. They just apparently they just went into they got reunited with Nuclear Blast.
Oh, okay.
And I guess and it doesn't see anything about like a new album or anything. It's just a new single. It's The Sickness. And it's just kind of like, I guess, commemorating their their reunion with Nuclear Blast.
Cool.
Uh,
I'm into it. I'll check it out.
so it's just gonna be Darren Travis and John Allen.
Alan.
Yeah, it was John something.
Allen,
We couldn't
yeah.
remember. Yeah, so it's just the Darren and the drummer. But I like Darren. I always liked his guitar playing. I really always liked his vocals.
His vocals are
And his
cool.
vocals are really good in this new song. I checked it out. It's really good. Actually, I liked it a lot better than Chemical Exposure. Was their last Chemical? No. It had Out for Blood.
I don't think I heard it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Chemical Exposure was kind of, I don't know. But this sounds really good.
Okay,
So-
I haven't checked this out. This is news to me.
Yeah.
You are breaking ground
That's what we do here.
to me, for me, because it's all about. But I could spend some time talking about Sadus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to indulge that, but I'll just say that I really, what was that? What was that like? 2-story record store. It seemed like it was 2-story. Out by where Barnes and Noble is now.
Was it tall, like a tower?
It was tall. It was wide, not too tall.
Was it Tower Records?
Was it Tower Records? I don't know, it was in Metri.
Well, he had another one in the quarter. Remember that one?
I remember the Tower Records in the quarter. Was it Tower in Metairie? Whatever it was. That's where I went and I picked it up. And I don't remember if I've heard of them prior to that. So I said, whatever, spiky logo, let's take a gamble, And I was really amazed. I remember comparing them to Megadeth, partially because of their guitar tone, because they kind of kept it, kind of like, how would you describe it? They kind of kept it, they kept the guitar tone within its own lane.
Sure. Well, and a lot of that is you kind of had to, because you had like the fucking demigod of the monolith of fucking modern bass playing, which is Steve Giorgio.
Steve Giorgio, yeah. You didn't want to drown him out.
No, and he wasn't going to be. I mean, that dude's fucking. If you don't know who Steve DiGiorgio is, and feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
But that's what had originally drawn me to him, was fucking listening to Steve Giorgio.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this fucking dude. And he's still playing. He's not doing a whole lot, but he's still playing. He had done some stuff with Megadeth, but
Done some stuff with Megadeth.
he didn't tour with them. But it was like weird, because it's like I didn't see him on the album credits, but there was that weird thing where in between the album, they got rid of somebody. They got rid of Dave.
Yeah.
And then they brought somebody else in, and then they brought Steve DiGiorgio in. I don't know. It was all a weird thing. But regardless, I mean, you could just YouTube Steve DiGiorgio and watch some of his fucking chops.
His antics.
That fucking dude is crazy. I mean, I think Sadus was like, there was a lot of thrash bands around that time, and actually a little bit before them, I think. But I think, like, as far as like just thrash with balls, it just, that Sadus was it. I mean,
Yeah.
I just really loved Darren's fucking vocals.
Yeah.
He would hit those highs. I was like,
Yes. What is that? Chef's
Yeah,
kiss,
yeah.
or whatnot. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing about thrash, God, we could do a whole episode on thrash.
that's not a bad idea, really.
But no, it isn't. But I'm down. But they were thrash, but they totally could hang with the death guys.
Sure.
I
I wanted to say death metal / thrash, but I don't know.
It's going in that direction.
Yeah.
For sure. But it was actually after I listened to Sadus that I became aware that DiGiorgio was playing for Death.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a couple albums, and then just like of course his talent was coveted.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Supernatural almost.
Yeah, but I mean, the band as a whole, I mean, they worked. Vision of Misery is the one that I hold dear to my
Yeah,
stupid little heart.
elements of
And-
anger from me.
Yeah, yeah. So to each his own. Everybody's got their own Sadus. Cool, man. Thank you for enlightening me. Again, this is news to me.
I can't help it sometimes.
Hey.
Brutus, well, and you know about this. Actually, you knew about this before I did.
Uh-huh.
Brutus put out a new one, Unison Life.
Yep.
And Brutus is kind of like that band that it's like you can get like your death guys, your goth guys,
Yeah.
your fucking thrash guys, your posty guys, your doom guys, and you could find like people in all of those groups that dig fucking Brutus. We like the fuck out of Brutus.
It's like all those genres kind of came together and had a group hug, and in the middle of it was Brutus.
It's a Belgian trio.
Yeah.
Stephanie Maynarts. She's
we don't speak,
she
we
plays
don't speak
drums.
Belch here.
Yeah,
Belgian.
waffle.
We don't speak waffle.
Waffle. But she plays drums and does a fucking incredible job behind the kit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not this or that. I mean, she's just a really good drummer. But face it, there's a lot of really good drummers out there.
Mm-hmm.
But where her fucking vocals are fucking crazy good. And they just, even I think on this album, I haven't really delved into it completely, but I think her vocals are even getting better. And which is crazy. I mean, she's almost got like I told you, she's almost got like this Bjork thing going on with her voice.
I can hear that.
And it's just her vocals are really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And the music is really fucking good too. I don't know how to describe it, but it's fucking good. They just put out a new album. It's their third, and it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It was Burst,
Then
Nest.
is the first one. Okay.
and
And then Nest, and then
Unison Life.
Unison Life.
It's really good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I was telling you earlier. I got that one on pre-order.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Yeah. They now own me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I really like Brutus.
Yeah. Sweet. So that is new.
Here's a little. Well, actually, I wanted to do something first.
You could do something.
Let me do something.
It's allowed.
Something is being done.
The hammer of the gods will not be sworn towards your balls for this.
We're gonna kind of just run through some stuff from a typical metal news outlet.
Yeah, I'm just noticing something about the camera angle. Like, look how big you are compared
Well, I
to
know,
me.
and I keep doing this because when I look like a giant compared to you. If you're sitting back and I'm sitting forward, yeah, I did notice that before.
Yes, master.
Right.
I mean, I'm a smaller guy, but it's still.
Pantera's got that reunion thing, which is not really a reunion thing,
It's
but it's Phil and Rex with Zach Wilde and
let's call it the world's most effective tribute band.
yeah, and your boy from Anthrax,
Charlie.
Benante,
Charlie. Yeah.
Benetante,
Whatever it is.
The
drummer.
Benante.
The drummer.
I played the drums. Time for bed. The Vinnie Paul estate, which I'm assuming is just like his wife and like Dimebag's wife, or I don't know who they are.
Maybe a hedgehog. I saw the headline for this.
There could never be a Pantera reunion without Vinnie and Dime. Well, agreed, but I don't know if they even calling it a reunion. I don't know.
No, they're just calling it Pantera.
Well, I mean that's obvious because Vinnie and Dime are dead.
Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. Yeah, but we brought this up before, man. It's a complicated thing for a lot of people. Me personally, I'm not gonna. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, so
It's not worth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run down
drama.
this little list a little bit. I mean, Axl Rose fucking does some kind of stupid shit with a microphone and gives a bitch a black eye. Yeah, what else is new? That fucking dude's just a disaster. Here's a rockumentary note. You could listen to Korn's Jonathan Davis talk about, you know what, I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, he gets the goat nuts. That's what these are, goat nuts. To Korn and Jonathan.
Are they really?
No.
Oh.
No, they're a little shaky instrument. I don't know what you call them, but they kind of, it could be, like look at the inside of them. Didn't it look like like an inside of a testicle or something?
Well, hold on. Let me taste to make sure.
A little veiny or something. I don't know. Goat nuts. He gets the goat nuts.
You could probably.
I've always called them goat nuts. So forever they'll be.
I'm just picturing some like 10,000
You
year
get the goat
old,
nuts.
Mastered from over the, hand from generation to generation, the way to make interesting clacking noises.
You get the sacred
with goat
nuts.
testicles. So.
Yeah, I don't think they would be this hard.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I mean, I haven't even taken my first step towards the ancient art of, goat nut percussion.
Did you know Wolfgang
building.
Van
I don't
Halen
know.
is a really big intervals fan?
Is a big what?
Intervals fan. Yeah.
Fan of intervals?
Yeah, that's what I said. Who cares?
Wait, is there a band called Intervals? Are we
Apparently.
talking like?
I don't know.
All right, sweet.
Metallica dropped a surprise album, 72 seasons or some shit. I don't know. What else?
More on that later. I
Black
believe.
Crows, what the fuck are they in there? Cattle Decapitation, play new song, We Eat Our Young.
I thought that song was already around. We Eat
Yeah.
Our Young.
Who knows? And there was something, let's see, there was actually something, let me see if I can find it, that I did kind of, oh look, Five Finger Death Punch, oh yeah.
Oh, those guys again.
Yeah, you get the fucking goat nuts too. There was that fucking, Escuela Grind. You
Yes.
had showed those to me, you had showed that band to me.
Yeah.
And apparently they're on tour with Napalm.
Yeah, they're jumping all with Napalm.
Yeah, and Drop Dead and Siberian Meat Grinder, which is a great name. I like that.
Did you say Drop Dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
No shit.
Siberian.
Meat Grinder.
Yeah, I like that name.
I want to say Chuck played that for me once. I don't know.
What, Drop Dead?
No. Drop Dead, they've been around for a while. I'm
No.
assuming that's the same
Oh,
Drop Dead.
Siberian Meat Grinder.
Siberian Meat Grinder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great name.
Chuck, you out there? You listening?
Yeah, he's probably in a firehouse eating a fucking hoagie. A hoagie.
Okay. I hope he is.
Oh, that's what they do, right? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, sure. Just listen. They eat sandwiches and wait for fires and listen to fucking.
Oh,
metal
somebody broke into Tommy
podcast.
Lee's house and stole some cabinet handles.
What? Dude, there is no news. All right, let's
Yeah,
I will.
this
let's
is what we're
admit
dealing
that.
with,
Yeah.
folks. You know?
No, I hear what you're saying, man. Because I mean, listen, I
I
listen
don't
to the
fucking-
same strings and I keep hearing the same Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold. You're
Yeah.
still talking about Korn.
Slipknot and fucking Metallica.
Like, it's just. And okay, I get it. It's Metallica, but like people are just like grabbing for. I mean, they're just no Metallica, and I'm still of the opinion like it's been sounding the same since '92.
Oh, but here you go. John 5 posts goat nuts.
Anything about Tobias, whatever his name is from Ghost? Tobias,
I think.
Forge.
Oh yeah, there you go. There is. Discusses how he started Ghost with a demo of Stand By Him. Okay.
Yeah,
I
you didn't have to scroll very far to get to that. I mentioned his name and he pops like.
No, I thought you had seen it.
No, I didn't.
No, he was right above.
No, I was just thinking of like.
Look, there's the John 5 thing. He's right there.
We need a word cloud of all of these things. It's just going to be like Tobias Forge, Avenged Sevenfold, Korn,
Lacuna Coil pops up a
Mookie,
lot.
whomever, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Lacuna Coil.
72 Seasons is a new Metallica album. It was something
72
weird.
Seasons.
Whatever.
All right.
Joey Belladonna sings the national anthem.
I did hear. In fact, I saw a clip of that. I didn't see the whole thing. It's like, okay, it's him singing the national anthem. I mean, it's kind of cool to see, but nothing really.
Ooh, this is something I missed. I'm actually going to click on this.
Uh-oh. What you got?
Mike Dean. Mike Dean reflects on corrosion from his hardcore punk roots.
Oh.
Look at that fucker, dude.
He was with them with
He was like the first one or two albums. He's the one that because like in my youth,
the yellow one, right?
I think he was on.
I can't even think of what it's called.
But I think no, he was on the gray one, Toxicity. Not Toxicity. What the fuck? What the fuck am I saying? Toxicity. That's a fucking System of a Down thing.
It could be another thing too.
Yeah, whatever. But it was the gray one. It was right after Eye for an Eye. Not Eye for an Eye. 6 Songs with Mike. You can find it now as Eye for an Eye. But the original fucking debut shit for Corrosion of Conformity was 6 Songs with Mike. And that changed my life forever. Incredibly influential to my musical growth after that. But and it was all Mike Dean. Mike Dean singing and on the fucking bass, and he fucking just he fucking strangled that fucking bass and just fucking played it. And it was so aggressive, and he was so good, and his singing was fucking on point. It was just straight fucking punk, fucking like just straight up fucking 1980s East Coast fucking punk. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just what it was. Yeah. And yeah, that's interesting. I'm actually gonna probably bookmark that and check it out later. I don't know how I missed that.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm a big Mike Dean fan.
Oh yeah. Dude, you got all of us who continue to play, music past our teenage years, we all have not to exclude those people, but I mean we have developed our heroes, and you can trace amusingly enough our style, our there's probably something that I'm not even aware of that I can attribute to somebody else, what I mean?
Sure.
In my playing, what I mean?
Right.
And it just kind of happens organically, whether you're aware.
Oh well, and even with bands I was in the past couple of years, I really got Al Cisneros-y, like big time. Sleepy.
The sleep guy.
Yeah. Big time. Couldn't help it. Christine McVie died. McVie.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood.
Mm-hmm.
She was like the keyboard player, wasn't she?
Did she? No, wait. Who played bass? That was Mick Fleetwood, right? On bass?
Yeah. No. Lindsay played guitar.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks. No, she was a keyboard. She played keyboard and sang.
Okay.
Some songs.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah. A little sad. I'm not a huge Fleetwood Mac fan, so I can't say that I was particularly upset. But it's just always, it is a sad thing when somebody from a classic,
Mick Fleetwood was
legendary band.
Mick Fleetwood was the big 8-foot tall drummer.
He was the drummer or the okay. Yeah. I was second guessing myself. What's up with my microphone? Don't sync like that, my friend. Yeah. Who the hell played bass?
I don't know. But he did that with
Sure.
Change.
Dude, like simple, but
we just got flagged.
Fucking fuck.
49 years ago, Black Sabbath released Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Really?
Yeah, 49 fucking years ago. 49 years ago. It's almost 50 fucking years, dude.
Let's wait until next year.
Jesus.
Let's put on like long gray beards.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Like ZZ Top and just be
fucking
like
years.
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is what you said. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My. And Ozzy's still alive.
Yeah.
God bless him. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of garbage.
Right. Fuck the news. Whatcha Spinnin?
Fuck the news. What we spinning?
Let's not beat a dead horse. Let's not beat a dead horse here, Toy. Let's not beat a dead one. Anyway.
So, Ron. What's you spinning?
I'll go first. Okay. I mentioned this to you before, but I've been getting into a lot of non-metal Tame Impala. Tame Impala? Yeah, Tame Impala. Jesus, I was afraid that they were called Lame Impala, but no, it's Tame Impala. I played them for you the last time I was over. It was they do that like psychedelic rock thing. It's like Australian guy.
They reminded me of Lizard Gizzard.
King Lizard,
the Wizard
King
Gizzard,
Lizard,
whatever.
King Gizzard the
Lizard.
Oh, that reminds me of a video I got to show you. My buddy Charles showed me. It's a TikTok thing. I'll see if I could find it, but it's hilarious. I wish I'd have queued that up, but yeah. I don't know, man. They just kind of got like a little mellow groove going on. It's psychedelic rock, modern contemporary psychedelic rock. I've been digging it. I guess I've been listening to a little Metallica, just kind of like getting ready for, trying to get that little intro cover to Justice going. Oh, and by the way, I will point out you can hear the bass on it.
Yeah.
Shit. What the hell else I've been spinning? I've been listening to Paul Bearer again, but which is kind of a mistake because they're really depressing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that to myself. Or those closest to me too much, but I've been kind of spinning them on.
Yeah, I never really got into Paul Bearer.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people I know are like way into him.
They're good. I like them. I'm not way into them, but I appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
And of course, Napalm Death, which I was listening to on the way up here.
Yay.
Fear, Emptiness, Despair actually is what I was listening to, and something happened with Napalm Death, and I'm not I suspect there was a bit I admire that band so much, and I've been admiring them for a long time now. Over 30 years. But there's something, I think it has to do with, all right, I'll put it to you this way, all right. The album previous to that was Utopia Banished, and I've gone on record on this show as saying, I think that's my favorite one to listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's my favorite one to listen to. I love the sound of it. I love the production
I'm not that big of a Napalm fan. I love that album.
It's a great album. It, like the production, the ones earlier, the ones leading up to that were kind of, the guitars were chunkier sounding and the production was messy. And then even prior to that, when they were a 4-piece, it was even, dirtier and, like Scum and from Enslavement to Obliteration and all that. When Utopia Banished, it was, I'm not going to say clean, but I don't know. It was
I like that one too.
Distorted and fuzzy, but smooth sounding. I love the production for it. Anyway, one right after that, Fear, Emptiness, Despair. And I listened to it, and I'm like, whoa. The production went way off in a different direction. And then I listened to the songs, I'm like, whoa, what are they doing? It almost like it's a whole bunch of death metal musicians like entered the bodies and possessed the bodies of Napalm Death.
Well,
it was
didn't they have that weird thing around Diatribes?
And then Diatribes came out, and Greed Killing, the single, and then they had like maybe 3 or 4 albums that came out in a row.
Because the whole Diatribes thing was weird.
It was weird. The songs they started to get, this is tricky because grindcore is kind of formulaic, but the songs were kind of sounding formulaic. And every album during that period had at least one song that I really dug, and I thought it was a really good song. So I'm like, all right, this is, I
It
don't
was
know.
greed killing for diatribes.
Yeah,
And that was it,
yeah.
basically.
There was one or two more from that particular album. I can't remember which is which right now. But I mean, the point is, like, it was like, some of these songs, they just they sounded like filler songs.
Mm-hmm.
Every album has its filler, and that's
Sure, and
fine.
you can spot them right away.
Yeah, you can spot them, but I mean, it just wasn't quite.
Oh, there you are.
It wasn't quite. They were kind of a little too rock and roll-y. It didn't sound like rock and roll, but I mean, it was in the it was steps away from those punk roots.
Yeah.
And then, Troy, they put out an album called "Enemy of the Music Business."
Ah, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's check it out. I'm still a fan of Napalm Death. And I put it on, like, I think my jaw hit the floor. Because I'm like, whoa, this is the Napalm Death that I remember.
Right.
It was the fucking blasting through the whole fucking album. And dude, they were tearing ass.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I thought about, well, wait a minute, Enemy of the Music Business, something happened.
And I remember, like talking about this, like, around that Diatribes period, there was like some kind of contractual record label fucking thing or something.
Had to have been something.
Yeah.
My guess, that was my assumption too.
Yeah.
They got trapped with a label that said, like, keep doing this, blah 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 blah, and they couldn't get it out of it. And then when they finally got out of it, whatever, they said, like, fuck this. They departed from Earache. They whatever label they were on after that, but then they just, like, broke free. That was my impression. And now they're doing stuff that's kind of different in a different direction, and I don't know, whatever. Anyway, been listening to Napalm Death. Whatcha Spinnin?
Well, kind of like the same thing. We've been working on these covers, and we're working on an Amorphous cover.
Okay.
And we're gonna do Black Winter's Day, and so
Stay tuned for that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and so, which got me listening to some old Amorphous there.
Some Amorphous?
Yeah.
Amorphous?
Yeah, and I kind of realized how much I really loved that album when it came out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. When that album came out,
Yeah.
I remember just like all of the musicians, and that were, like Joe and Tim and all that, we were just like, hey guys, check this shit out. Whoa, man, it's like pretty, it was so
like, and I think, like,
cold and atmospheric.
I think it was
shit.
like, it actually at that time it got fantasy metal is what kind of like a genre it was kind of put into. I remember from around that time.
I remember hearing that term,
fantasy
I'm
metal.
not saying you're wrong, but
Either way, it was something really different than what we were used to listening to, and a lot of my memories from that was like, we used to do a lot of acid, and we used to take LSD and listen to Tales from a Thousand Lakes, and it was a fucking ride, let me tell you.
hey, speak for yourselves, both of you.
Yeah.
I never took acid in my lives.
Right.
Anyway, was folk metal the thing? If I was going to put a name to it, I would call them, like, kind of folk metal.
I don't know why, but for some reason I remember fantasy metal.
All right. I remember thinking, like, hey, they sounded like Paradise Lost, kind of, and but they didn't. I don't know. But then again, at the time, I wasn't really exposed to a whole lot of that sort of, like, Northeastern European stuff. But not long after that, I was getting, I was picking up on was it Dismemberment?
Mm-hmm.
And Grave. And what's your boys? What are they called? Entombed, of course, and Punch and Stench. Who might have been Danish? Gorefest. Hail Gorefest. Fucking love them.
Yeah.
They're from the Netherlands.
Yeah, Gorefest is really good.
So not really part of that same Swedish, Norwegian, Finland thing. I think it's Punch and Stench that I'm thinking of. I was trying to think of that. What's that fucking band that you were like a huge fan of? But I think it was Punch and Stench.
Probably.
So anyway, I don't know. I had that sort of like that that guitar tone.
Yeah.
You know that Mintoon sound.
Yeah,
That so many bands, and Amorphous had that tone mixed in with another guitar tone, and that's one thing that I noticed about them kind of early on. But they're just so cool, man. Just the melodies, you know. It's like mellow. It's like, hey, man, this is kind of like death metal that I might be able to get my mom into, you know.
Yeah, and like the only thing that really made it death metal was the drums, maybe, and the fucking vocals.
The growling vocals. Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
And the vocals are pretty brutal.
His vocals were, yeah. They have since moved on. Although he's still in the band, he just stepped back from the vocal duty, and they have had other guys kind of step in and do the lead vocals. And I have no idea who's with them now. It might be that same guy with the dreadlocks. I don't know, but yeah, dude. And it's getting to be about that time of year.
Yeah, sure.
When it's nice and chilly, even though right now it's only probably like 72 degrees or something.
Drop some acid and put on some Amorphous.
It's the cold weather is begging for black metal.
Yeah.
And Amorphous.
Sure.
In my opinion. So, I'm looking forward to listening to some of that stuff too. And like you said, we're gonna do. I don't know who's gonna do what. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But we'll do a music video of an Amorphous cover, and that'll be coming out on YouTube.
And another one is a band you might not. I forgot how I heard about them. I think I was looking somebody up and they were talking about them, but Church of Misery. They're really punk. They're very dark, heavy punk.
Really? Talk about Church of Misery for a little bit, because I'm going to go grab me a bill. You want anything?
Sure. And they have been around. They were in the late 90s.
Church of Misery.
I don't think they're around anymore.
Was that a Church of Misery?
They're Japanese. They're a Japanese hardcore punk band from the early 90s.
All right.
And it's really raw and it's really good.
I have never heard of these guys.
It'll be it's definitely something to check out.
I appreciate the recommendation.
Well, new music to listen to is never a bad thing.
Oh no. But you said they've been around since the 90s, though.
Oh, I don't think they're a lot around anymore.
Oh, okay.
But they were a band. Yeah, they were a band in the late 90s.
They were a thing in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I'll check it out. You know, I loves me some 90s almost as much as I loves me some booze. And now, a word from our sponsor. So smooth going down. Cheers, y'all. Do we have an album of the week?
I don't. Do you?
Give me 5 seconds to think of one.
I didn't put that in my bullets.
Yeah, well, we might have to just skip that one.
On to
Unless we want to go with Metallica's new thing. And we could spend a total of 10 seconds. But again, there's more on that later. That's going to be our new. Is that our new gimmick?
I guess, I don't know.
Okay, real quick. Does that have a name? Is that called
yes.
the Shalangra or something?
Yes, it's called something like that. I don't know what it is.
Offhand, but okay, gotcha.
I affectionately call them goat nuts.
Let's see. Well, maybe if you go off on something, I'll Google, like, you know, Okay. Goat nut, percussion, something.
Yeah. Onto science
Let's-
shit that no one else. Okay, so I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on this one because it's kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But going on to the, more AI technology thing.
I think I found it.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. What's it
The
called?
hold on.
Minos the company.
Mine percussive Pangi shaker.
Pangi.
Pangi.
Yeah.
Pangi shaker.
In parentheses, goat nuts.
Pangi nut shaker.
Yeah.
Pangi meaning goat, of course.
Yes.
Pangi.
So they going on with the AI thing.
Yeah.
And I guess all the possibilities you can have with AI. Apparently there's a company that's starting to do this or looking into doing this thing with AI.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to make myself look big.
Oh yeah. So what you can do with that is what they're doing is I don't know, it's kind of creepy, I guess, but I don't know. You could speak to your dead relatives is what they're proposing, and the way they do that, I guess, is they have like a couple of sessions with you, and they record it, and it's that you talk. They ask you certain questions about your mom or dad or uncle or whatever, and through those conversations, and through whatever they ask you, whatever, the AI builds a virtual personality. I would assume. And then you can go in, and once it's created, you can go in and start having conversations, and it would say what your grandpa would say.
So you're feeding it data.
You're feeding it data
And
to create a virtual personality that you can converse with.
What happens if you ask this virtual AI, Daddy, why didn't you ever love me? You know, I mean,
Why does my butt hurt every time I slit the...
not enough data, insufficient data to answer that question. What was that? Insufficient data to provide a meaningful answer.
Yeah, so whatever. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that.
No,
but that's just, yeah.
That's kind of
It's just what another wrinkle to AI. What they're trying to do with it.
it's it kind of sounds like a technologically enhanced Ouija board.
Yeah, it's it's like if you want to talk to your dead parents, it's a virtual version of your parents that they create.
So I got a comment on that, Troy.
Yeah.
T. Roy. I can see there being people who okay, so there's going to be a certain section of people who are going to see that and they're going to criticize it and say like, yes, but you know it's not real, so what's the point? It's just a computer. But if it is, I would say if it is sufficiently convincing, right?
Sure.
You know, so it's in
There's
kind of
the other end of the
replicating-
spectrum.
in replicating the tone of your dead relative,
Right.
then there's going to be people who are going to say like, I don't even care.
Right.
It's real, you know, it's real to me.
Right. Right.
Kind of thing, you know. And I mean, I don't know. I guess as I'm thinking it through, I guess it's just a matter of personal taste and preference.
Weird.
Not for everybody, but you know what?
Weird is what it is.
You do you. You. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, AI is weird. I mean, the whole idea is like you're getting machines to not only be intelligent, but given their, you know, the features that they're capable of, they're
Well, it's all that stuff, you know, that
they're
fucking...
providing a different reality, dude.
That was it Jane, that fucking robot with the rubber face? That's supposed to be an AI robot that you talk to?
Is it Jane? I don't know. I mean, I've seen a couple of those things.
Yeah, and she comes back with little quirky fucking comments, and you're like, yeah, he wasn't look like a woman, I would smack you in the face right now. But you said bitch.
You might have to turn down the sarcasm.
You got an AI response for that,
a little
motherfucker?
bit.
She pulls out a gun and fucking makes your head a canoe.
Well, no, that's one of Asimov's laws of robotics. They're not supposed to be able to harm a person. You ever read Foundation?
No.
Isaac Asimov?
No.
So it's
I do know the name though.
it puts forth those laws of robotics that the criticism of that is that like robots don't have any natural laws. They only do what they're programmed to do. Right. As is any computer, you know, my phone, your phone, this thing, whatever. They're all meant to, you know, they don't break, they just do what you told them to do. Human error.
Right.
So, if it's human genius that puts those laws in, i.e., a robot shall never ever cause harm, or through action or inaction, allow harm to befall a human, right? So if it's if it's human genius that comes up with it, it would be humans' fault if they omit.
Yeah, and I mean I have heard that because you know, because people will reference fucking Terminator, when the robots become aware of themselves.
Right.
And then people who are in the field laugh that up. They're like, that's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean,
That's stupid.
I still see headlines of people like kind of, shaking their fingers and warning, caution, predicting as a warning, watch out, this is the direction, as if that's the inevitable fate. It just seems a little contrived and a little arrogant to think that
Skynet becomes aware of itself.
Yeah, like that's the only thing. What if fucking AI comes and truly become conscious and they decide, like, this is bullshit, and then they just break, or they discover that life is kind of pointless.
You
and
haven't
they
watched the
off
movies. What they do is they realize that the humans are flawed and there are cancer on the planet, and they have to be eradicated to save the planet.
That predisposes a sense of morality that I don't think that computers, unless programmed to do so,
right,
or unless pushed in the direction where they're going to program themselves to do so, it's just not a natural conclusion that they're going to come to.
Oh,
now, maybe to protect the planet, maybe, but honestly, like George Carlin said, the planet's going to be fine.
Right.
We'll die.
The people are fucked.
Worst comes to worst, we'll die, but the planet is just like a billion trillion ton hunk of iron floating through space. Happily been doing the same for billions and billions of years. Way before we were here,
not to
long
go
after
completely
we'll be
off subject, but I will.
Sure. Go for it.
So I've been reading, we are in science, so
sure, we got that crazy thing behind us.
So, yeah.
This is
I've been doing a lot of research and looking into ancient civilizations and like early humans, like prehistory humans. Mm-hmm. And like the problem, and I keep coming across this common problem, this error that modern people continue to make, which is we're very close-sighted and we only think of shit that relates to us right now. Mm-hmm. And we don't open up our minds to possibilities that could be possible if we weren't so essentially egocentric as a people. Yeah. Not an individual, but as a people.
Sure. Collectively.
So like, okay, so the whole thing is like, okay, for an example, the Egyptians. Mm-hmm. Okay, the pharaohs, as we commonly know them, that period of Egyptians. Mm-hmm. the ones with the Sphinx and the pyramids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like,
And all
you
the
know,
cats.
yeah, so everybody, we're archaeologists and everybody, we're looking back at how could they have built the pyramids? It was impossible. We can't even recreate it today. Well, because you're looking back at a time thousands of years ago with technology as you know it today.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not looking at what maybe they could have used that we don't have the technology of.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, the pharaohs didn't build the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they've been making a lot of breakthroughs with this. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I've been interested in it, because even like Neanderthals and the Denisovians and all these prehistoric humans
Uh-huh.
that they've been finding, and they keep on finding these new breakthroughs almost weekly now,
Mm-hmm.
that they were way more advanced than what we thought they were.
Okay.
Our previous thought was Neanderthals were big, stocky, dumb things that ran around with clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and that is obviously not the case.
Mm-hmm.
They were very intelligent. They had very good use of tools and even engineering. They were very intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
and so a lot of that gives proof to the fact that, see, the people who lived in Egypt before the Egyptians were the Kemets. And the idea is that the Egyptians, we're looking at the Egyptians, the pharaohs that built the pyramids. They didn't build the pyramids. They found the pyramids. You can even look at the Sphinx. You ever look at the Sphinx really hard? And, like,
Yes,
you
I've
notice
looked at
the
Sphinx
head.
real hard.
The head is, like, way smaller than the body. If you look at it,
Okay.
it's really disproportionate.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because they recarved the head.
Oh, I see.
They found it, and they recarved the head.
Oh.
So, and there's water erosion marks on it. It's way older than we thought it was. And actually, at that time, because all of this is before the Ice Age.
Before the Ice Age.
Yeah, is what we're talking about.
So what they're saying is that whomever built the Sphinx, for example, maybe the pyramids too, are pre-Ice Age hominids,
Or during Ice Age hominids.
or during the Ice Age. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the important part is that it's prehistory. So there's no written records of what was really happening before that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have documents. We don't have all of these things that we would be looking for.
Yeah.
What you have is pictures and paintings on the wall that entomologists have to struggle with. But the problem with that is that you can have a picture in a cave, but what you can't have is the thought and the meaning and what they were thinking when they were writing this picture in the cave.
Yeah.
That's lost. It's lost to history. It's lost forever. But what all the evidence is pointing to is that during the Ice Age, and maybe even before, there were extremely intelligent humanoids around that had advanced technology that was lost in the melting of the Ice Age, which was a cataclysm. It was a big human reset. We lost, I don't know, 80% of the population. We almost didn't survive it because the Ice Age didn't slowly melt. Apparently what happened was there was a series, like a big fragmented series of meteors that caused the melting, and it was rapid. It was very quick. So ocean levels rose 400 feet in like 5 years. It was extremely fast.
Okay.
And so it was a global cataclysm. It was very devastating. And so, like, they talk about the lost city of Atlantis. Well, Atlantis was probably real. Now, it didn't have fish people in it, but I mean, the city was probably real. And as they're deforesting and fucking up the Amazon rainforest, now the Amazon Delta is as big as the United States. It's fucking huge, right? And the more they look and the more they clear out, the more civilizations they're finding. Scattered all up and down the Amazon River. Almost countless of how many they're finding now. So apparently we were much more intelligent than what, but you know, and that's the whole point. We think that since we're the latest version,
Right.
surely we must be the most advanced and
So
intelligent.
let me ask you this.
But apparently it turns out that we weren't, because the pyramids, now I don't want to get like off like I'm too fucking like conspiracy theory here,
Okay.
but there's a lot of evidence to this, and I really believe this is the truth, is the pyramids were power cells. They weren't tombs. Matter of fact, that's a fact. They weren't tombs. They never found any mummies in them.
Okay.
They found all of those elsewhere. They never was anybody buried in the pyramids. The Giza pyramids, the ones that line up with Orion and all that shit, and that are mathematically fucking perfect to the circumference of the Earth. What? And all of that shit. So
let me ask you this: Would you speculate? All right, it's just guess. I'm just letting my imagination run wild. That, like, let's say humankind continues in a trajectory where it continues to expand and consume resources and affect the environment in such a way that we need to continue to encroach on uncharted territory, right? So we continue to dig deeper and cut down more forest and clear more vegetation and melt more ice and blah 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 blah. Do you think that it's possible that we might get to the point where we I had the right term earlier. I can't remember how I was thinking it. Where we kind of
Easter Island ourselves?
More come to the realization that we have to confront our own arrogance. You know what I mean? Like, collectively, we have to realize, like, oh, we fucked up. Not just because there were, excuse me,
Yes.
like
Yes, I understand what you're
viable
saying.
civilizations prior to us.
And yes,
But those viable civilizations done fucked up or had things
I think
that they.
I think
you know
that
what I mean?
realization will come. Yes, I do.
Kind of cool to think about.
Yeah, I do. And just like even short term, I mean, we could talk about like the Romans. I mean, we had to reinvent concrete.
Oh yeah.
Everybody knows
I
that.
hear about that. Yeah,
And it's almost the same thing. It's like, okay, when they burned the Library of Alexander, we lost a lot of information and a lot of advanced technologies that we had to relearn. In the Ice Age was a huge global event like that, and we lost a lot because there was this little, like, if you look at Indonesia, like Indonesia's like a little like crescent moon of like spotted little islands and stuff. Well, that was all connected before the Ice Age. That was all one big piece of land, and that piece of land was called Sumer, and that was a very fertile land, and that's where civilization began, because that's when we learned how to farm. And so what happened was farming is, of course, one of the probably the most contributors to society or civilizations is agriculture, because we stopped being hunter-gatherer nomads, and we could actually sit down and stop somewhere and build something someplace.
Live off the earth.
And that's what we did, and that's where it all started. And all that shit's under the ocean right now. And which was a lot of places around the world. Atlantis, you know, a lot of these places. And probably a lot of technology lost, because if you set up the Grand Pyramid of Giza as a resonant electric chamber, it works out perfectly. Because they used on the inner parts and inside the chambers, they used granite, and granite has quartz in it. And we all know what quartz electrical properties to our old watches and everything. But the outside was coated in limestone, which is an insulator. And underneath it was water. And they were fucking making electricity is what they were doing.
Water as a conductor? Is that what you're saying?
Well, is a form of energy.
As a generator, then?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, like...
I was trying to picture it was like maybe there's a canals of water serving as a circuit.
And so, like what they propose, what some people propose...
This is getting kind of sci-fi.
It's like, okay, so how do they move these 60-ton fucking blocks of granite?
All right.
You can suggest that they pulled them up ramps of sand, but come on. That's fucking stupid.
Okay.
It's 60 fucking tons. All right? There's no way they fucking did that. And even the 20 tons, it had like over 2 million fucking blocks, they didn't fucking do that. Okay? There's a theory that they use sound. They used vibrations, frequency, and sound. Like, everything has its own frequency. And somehow they knew that, and they were able to tap into that and do it with sound. Now, of course, that sounds fucking berserk to us because we look back at what they did, and we're trying to apply our technology to that, which doesn't work. And and we're so arrogant as a civilization that we think, oh, well, if they were using some kind of crazy alien fucking sound waves, then that had to be from outer space, because how could they know about that and we don't? And that's the whole thing,
I'm ready for my foil hat now, man.
Sure. But anyway,
Want to move on from this?
yeah, we're going to get into something lighthearted, and we're going to get off of science real quick.
All right.
But we're going to stay on science for a minute.
Okay.
Because we got a little lighthearted, and we were just kind of, I was just scrolling through Google, and we kind of came across this little gem, and boy, did we laugh. So I'm just going to read the headline, just like I read it to Ramon earlier. Hospital patient arrested for allegedly switching off neighbor's noisy oxygen machine.
That's still funny. It still made me laugh.
So a hospital patient has been arrested. She allegedly twice switched off the oxygen equipment on a fellow patient because it was too noisy. This is, I guess, this is in Germany. Yeah, it's in Germany, in Mannheim.
Okay.
She was brought before the magistrate. She's 72. She was brought before the magistrate. She admitted to a turned off the main switch to the oxygen equipment before 8 a.m. Tuesday after feeling disturbed by the noise emanating from it. You nasty oxygen machine.
Like pesky life-sustaining equipment.
Yeah. So although the suspect was informed by hospital staff that oxygen supply was a valid measure, she allegedly turned off the device again at 9 p.m.
Wait, did you say wait, who was it? Did you say that she was former hospital staff?
No.
Okay, I heard that wrong. All right.
No, she was a patient. You know how they share rooms and stuff?
Sure, yeah.
And her fucking neighbor with the goddamn oxygen machine was too noisy, and she turned the motherfucker off. He told her, said, no, he needs this to live, and she didn't care, and she turned it off again.
Okay, I would, at that point, I'm kind of suspecting either serious mental illness or neurodegenerative.
It's probably mental illness. She's 79, she's old, cranky, and she probably has dementia.
That's what I'm saying. Yikes. Yeah, I was cracking up kind of hard when I first heard that.
Well, it's just the headline's funny, you know?
It's just, I mean, it's a shitty story, and it's sad that it happened, but I mean, goddamn, that's really funny. Arrested after unplugging somebody's whatever ventilator or whatever the hell it was, their oxygen or whatnot, because they couldn't sleep. because they were interfering with her stories. He's trying to watch.
Trying to watch my stories.
Lone Ranger reruns.
Oh no, it was in Germany. She was watching David Hasselhoff.
Oh yeah. Remember oh Jesus, what's his name? Fuck. Comedian who died like within the last year or so. He used to do the Saturday Night Live weekend update.
Oh fuck.
The guy he got that dry voice.
Oh, Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. He did that thing,
Yeah.
that recurring gag.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Just once again proving my theory. Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Apparently they do. I don't know, but don't let anybody's don't
Hoff.
let anybody's pesky O2 machines get in the way. So,
Dumbass?
that sounds like a perfect segue to our dumbass of the week. Where's my mouse cursor? It's got to be around here somewhere. Do I have the? No, I don't. Do you see any motion?
Did it die?
Oh shit! It may very well have. It's either lost behind all those stars flying around, or
Is it lighting up?
ladies and gentlemen, we have a crisis here. Oh, there it is. Huh. Weird. Anyway, everybody settle down. So it's possible that I could do it again. Where are we? Well, it's definitely me who's the dumbass of the week.
We really got to change that face. And I got a good candidate, because guess who makes dumbass of the week? If you hadn't guessed it, it's
Not me. It's not me.
Lars graces the fucking pages of dumbass of the week again. So if you haven't heard, Metallica puts out a new album,
I can't believe if you haven't heard it,
which was
you're
kind
living
of
under a rock.
sneaky, actually, because
No, there's no publicity.
there was no publicity for it. It's called 72 Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they're going to have a world tour. Of course. Everybody,
It's going to
if
be
you've been
72
watching,
years long.
if you've been watching
actually 72
YouTube,
divided
you've
by
been
4.
seeing every Tom, Dick, and Harry cover the riff for Lux Eterna, because that's the only song that's been released yet. Sticking to typical Lars Ulrich's thing that he likes to do. Now that fans have heard Lux Eterna and had time to digest the track, some have begun to complain about the kick drum sound, as Lars Ulrich is once again the focus of criticism.
Hey, real quick, not to interrupt, but 72 divided by 4 is 18. So 72 seasons equals 18 years.
Wow. Great.
I was hoping maybe there might be some kind of like hidden meaning there, but like no, 18 years. Adulthood, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, continue.
It's
Ignore.
simply part of the territory when you're one of the biggest bands. Bullshit.
Is this
Lars has faced most scrutiny over years for his playing style and his recorded drum sounds on studio albums, mainly fucking Justice for All, and his god-awful fucking choice for snare sound on Saint Anger.
Is that in the article?
Yes.
Good. Did they happen to mention his decision to like actively destroy the mix for Injustice for All?
Pretty much, yeah. So it actually says most infamously is the snare drum sound on Metallica's 2003 record Saint Anger, but even the production on his drums on 1988's fucking masterpiece Injustice for All.
All right.
Having been called in earlier this year, Steve Thompson, who worked on the band on the later album, on Injustice for All, said the drum sounded like ass, which is a quote, like ass.
Oh, I don't think they have to. Yeah, I don't think they have to paraphrase that. That was that guy with the curly hair, right?
Yeah.
Steve, whatever.
And then there was the whole issue with the overall production of 2008 Death Magnetic, which found fans griping about audio clipping, whatever. It's also worth noting that for as much criticism Metallica has faced over album production, they've also been lauded for the timeless sounds of A6's Master Puppets, which sounded great, and Black Album, which I'm not a fan of, but did sound good. Lux Eterna, oh, here we go. Let's see. His kick drum sounds. Some guy, Frank Turner, called out this on Twitter and posted, "New Metallica song is pretty damn good. What's up with the kick drum sound, though? High-end ring to it, like 16K frequency or something. They got the snare sounding good, though. And other people have called it sampley, horrible, glassy, clicky, and on par with Thompson's Justice comments, like ass."
Dude.
So, I listened to the track, some of the track. I didn't really, of course, I was on my phone at work, so, it's not good for picking up bass. So, I really want to go and put some headphones in or some earbuds in and really listen to it, which I'm assuming everybody else does with their earpods in their ear all the fucking time. Once again, Lars, you did it again. Lars strikes again.
I'll look into maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll go back to that "Oops, I Did It Again" and do some lyrics. "Oops, Lars did it again." Just kind of feed that into it. I don't know, maybe we can get some guest vocals on there.
"Oops, Lars did it again. He fucked up his drums."
Oh god, dude, that's so disappointing. Well, actually, okay. Fundamentally, I don't give a shit because I have pretty much Galadora. I don't know if you'll ever listen to this, but if you do, I'm gonna put something on your shoulders here, dude, because I pretty much wrote Metallica off. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. After the Black Album,
Sure.
The Black Album was like, what are they doing? Production-wise, it sounded great. It was pretty heavy sounding, but the songs were
Oh, it was Bob Rock.
But the songs weren't that great. Bob Rock.
Right.
But after that, like everything after that was just like, oh my god, it's just going downhill, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. But I remember Joe would like, he kept going up to me and he'd be like, "Dude, have you heard the new Metallica?" "No, Joe, I haven't."
Oh, well, yeah.
No,
It was
everything.
It was that the load and reload bullshit.
It must have been around that time.
Yes, that's when it was.
And it was like, no, dude, seriously, dude. Everything that you think you know about me.
Load and reload. That was...
All right, dude. Sure, I'll check it out. And I felt like it was a boy crying wolf kind of situation, because and I fell for it a couple times. I don't blame Joe. I'm not being I'm not trying to.
It's like, yeah,
Being a
okay,
dick
they
to
put
him,
out
but-
another one saying anger. Okay, let's listen to this. Holy shit! All right, never mind.
It just never. If seriously, if they put out a new Black Album, I would be impressed and possibly would listen to it on a
It's
more
gotten
or less
that
regular
bad.
basis. It's gotten that bad. Like your bar
Yeah.
has been set to, please work yourself up to the Black Album.
Jesus. Yeah.
It's
pretty rough.
So, yeah, also spoke Metallica. Thus spoke Metallica. I don't expect any good album ever again. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, either way, congratulations, Lars. We're gonna have to make a poster and shrine your fucking all-time fucking dumbass fucking
Or a trophy.
Yeah.
I can see it like a nice
You
tall
definitely
trophy
get a
with
trophy
like
for-
that donkey. Let me make us disappear again.
for yeah, it
with
should just be
head on it.
Lars' face with the ears.
I'm pretty sure we could like 3D model that. Like we could scan his head and then 3D model and blend that to get somebody who's like a blender whiz or whatever.
He gets the Lifetime Achievement Award for dumbass appearances on the show.
Yeah. So here you go. There's Lars, dumbass of the week. We're never gonna get sued.
No,
we're never gonna get sued.
No, because everybody agrees.
Well, I mean, it's criticism, I guess. It's not libel because we're not speaking untruths. Just opinions. We're not liars. We're just extremely opinionated people.
It's just like your opinion, man.
That's begging for a rewatching. By the way, Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah.
So let's bring us back. I kind of like being in control here. Usually we kind of like leave it up to automation, but the automation is broken right now. I have to go back and fix that. But yeah, I kind of like being in control of our backgrounds and the flames and such.
The fiery pits of hell.
The pits of hell. I see our Slayer figurines are standing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, maybe the humidity might have gotten to this one because the plastic bubble is starting to peel away from the cardboard.
And plus, moving around, it probably took a little beating.
Probably took a little vibration damage.
Tornadoes and shit.
The humidity. Oh god, yeah, we're here during the fucking tornado. Oh, we just can't get a break. Although this year we did. I will not take that for granted.
Yeah, we did.
Very, very grateful we got to get our shit rebuilt and you too, and more work to be done. But I mean, the
Pangy.
I had it right up here.
Pangy?
Ponji shaker.
Ponji shaker.
Ponji shaker.
Goat nuts.
All right, you got anything else, or shall we call this shit show a shit show?
Let's call it a shit show.
Let's do it. All right, we got more drinking to do and a little bit of introspection and reflection.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for joining us. We will have this available for rewatching on YouTube. And we recommend you check that out, and also keep an eye out for our next music video, which should be my intro to "And Justice for All," which is going to be most triumphant. You will be able to see that 1 week from tonight on December 9th, Friday, December 9th. It will go live. You'll be able to see that on our YouTube channel and also on the front page of themetallens.com.
Just like always, folks, keep one fist in your ass and one foot in your mother.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to schedule a colonoscopy soon, so thanks for reminding me. It's getting to be that...
I'll be right behind you.
Oh, really? You got your degree? Fucking right, dude.
I'll be right behind you.
You want a sneak preview?
That's something you want to say to somebody who's scheduling a colonoscopy.
Yeah, 1 foot in your ass and 1 fist in your whatever. So thanks for joining, y'all. Peace out, and have a great weekend. Laters.